Hi everyone, it's Tisa Blackburn here. I'm your Acrylic Diva, and I am just jumping in here today to do a quick dual stream. I'm streaming to Amazon and YouTube at the same time, so let's see how this goes. I don't know if I can be in two places at once, but I'm going to give it a shot. The first thing that we're talking about today, and the title of this live stream, is how to start your own side gig with a greeting card business, which is pretty easy to do. So I'm going to show you some cool stuff. The first thing I want to do is make sure I can reach the keyboard. Okay, that would help a lot. So let's go over here and look at the first thing in your carousel, which is the Apple iPad Pro. I've got a renewed version in there for you. I just want to get the live stream open so I can actually see what I'm doing. My keyboard doesn't seem to be working, so hang in there with me for just a minute. I think we're live. Boy, I don't know. It's kind of been weird today. Let's try that one more time. Okay, here we go. I think we're live. All right. Well, I'm going to presume we are. If we're not, well, it wouldn't be the first time. Okay, so first thing in your carousel is the Apple iPad Pro. I want to just put that in your carousel as a way for you to create artwork. Let's take a look at that on the Amazon page. Now, I've put the refurbished one in there for you. Oh, hopefully these things will work. Yeah, there we go. Well, I was in the scene with you there, but let's see if maybe I can pop my little talking head in there. There I am. Hello. It's nicer to have a talking head on the page when I'm telling you all this stuff about the iPad. All right, so here's the deal on this particular iPad that I have in the carousel for you. I actually have put a renewed version in the carousel for you because, for the simple reason, you don't need the latest, fanciest iPad available. You can use a renewed version, and this is just one of many that are available on Amazon. So, jump in there, scroll around, see which one you like. This particular one is very similar to the one that I had right before the one I have now. And this is the 12.9 inch with 256 gigabytes on Wi-Fi. I think I'm on my 6th iPad, maybe my 7th, I don't even know. And I was getting cellular data with all of them up until this last one. I never used it. So it's an extra couple $100 when you get the cellular data added into the iPad. And so I just didn't do it this time. I was like, why am I doing this? I don't even use it. If you're out of range of Wi-Fi and you have your iPad with you, you can usually tether it to your phone, or you can bring a hotspot and tether it to that. So you really don't need that extra data plan. Now, the next cool thing about this is you can do lots and lots of artwork on the iPad. Here's mine. I'll just show it to the screen. Whoa, I almost dropped it. You can do lots and lots of artwork on the iPad in Procreate, which is the app that I use. And you can find me at acrylicdiva.com if you need more information about that. But the thing is, you can do tons and tons of artwork in Procreate. You can use clip art, you can do all kinds of cool stuff. And then you simply put it out to the printer that I'm about to show you and print it, fold it, sell it as a card. I've been doing lots of these. They sell really well and people love them. Here's a little set right here. We're going to talk about all the stuff that goes into that. But it can be a really simple side gig. And, it's not a huge amount of money to start up. And you can do it for your kids' fundraiser, do it for your church, your book club, the PTA, whatever it is. I mean, it's so much nicer than a bake sale, right? And it's a lot less messy than a bake sale. And oh, by the way, no calories. How about that? No calories. So that's your iPad. That's one way for you to create artwork. I want to talk about some other ways that you can actually physically create the artwork, paint it and stuff like that. But before we do that, let's look at the Canon printer, which I am so in love with. And this baby is $100 off today. So let me jump back over here. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. Hello, there it is. Okay, so you can see I've had mine for a couple of years. It's $199. It's $100 off. I do not know how long that's gonna last. I paid $299 for it, and that was a deal. But I gotta tell you, $199 is like crazy good. So it comes with, I'm trying to get my mouse to behave. It comes with 3 black inks, big ones, and then your color ink. The cool thing about this printer is that first of all, it takes 120-pound cardstock. Where's my cardstock? It takes 120-pound cardstock like this, really nice and thick. I'm going to show you this in a minute. And it doesn't jam. This printer has never jammed on me, and I'm not kidding you. I've printed a gazillion pages on it. The ink lasts a really long time. And I've only replaced ink one time. I've bought the colored ink one time. I still have tons and tons of the black ink. I haven't even gone through the second bottle of black ink. It's just a super cool printer, and it does a great job. Where is a sample I can show you? Look at these prints, you guys. Look at these. Look how nice those look. Right? And these are from my sketchbook. I'll show you my sketchbook in a minute. But these are printed on 120-pound cardstock with a nice professional fold. And then you get the envelope and you put them in cellophane, and really, it looks like you started your own Hallmark store. It looks really good. So that is the Canon Pixma Super Tank. And it is amazing. I love it. I love it, love it. I can't, as a matter of fact, I'm about to buy another one because it went on sale. It's $100 off. I'm about to buy my second one for home. So I have one here in the studio. I'm going to get one for home in case I am too lazy to come to work and I want to print at home. So that's it, $199. You can do it on payment plan. I can't say enough good things about this. It really is a workhorse, and I have printed like crazy on it for the last 2 years. All of my posters that are on Amazon, if you look for Acrylic Diva posters on Amazon, you'll see my beach posters. Those are printed on this. All of my greeting cards are printed on this. And I may be starting, maybe, we'll see. I may be starting another line of posters that'll be printed on this. You know, there's only 24 hours in the day, but we'll see. Anyway, get this thing while it's $100 off. I don't know how long that's going to last, but it's a really good deal. And just the amount of ink that they give you, does it have a picture of do they give you a picture of all the ink that comes with it? Okay, this picture right there. The 3 big bottles of black, and then your full set of cyan, magenta, and yellow. And the other thing that's easy about this thing is that it's easy to change the ink. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. You don't have some weird thing that you open and ink goes spewing everywhere. It's really easy, really, really easy. So you're gonna love this, you really are. Okay, that's the Canon Pixma Megatank. The next thing I have in the carousel for you, and I'm backing into this, I'm doing things backwards today. The next thing I have is the folding board. Folding board, is that what we're calling it? Let's look at the overhead. Can you see that? I've got all this stuff in the way. How could you see anything? This is my folding board, and that is the next thing in your carousel. And you really do need this if you are going to do any kind of production, with cards, and you want them to have a nice fold. This will give you a really crisp, professional looking fold. I'm going to put it up on the Amazon page for you so you can look at it. And there we go. It's only $22. And it is really, I couldn't do it without it. I mean, it's got the grooves in it. It's got the nice folder, and you get a precision fold every time without a funky crease. You don't get little cracks or anything like that in your paper when you fold this. And I have been using it with 120-pound cardstock, heavy duty cardstock. Look at that fold. It's really nice. It does a really good job. So when you have your cards and you want them to look professional, you know, and you don't want lumpy bumpy creases, and you want that really nice fold, you really do need this. You're gonna think that you can do it without this. Trust me, you can't. You can't, because it won't be nice. See that nice crease there? So, oh, my camera goes crazy when I hold white paper in front of it. It goes crazy. So that crease, you get that really nice crease right there, and it's not hard. So I'm going to show the overhead camera here real quick. So you basically just, this one's already creased, but you basically just put your paper down in there, take your folder and a ruler, I use a ruler, and score it a couple, 3 times. And the nice thing about it is has the grooves here, and you can see you've got a lot of room. You could do lots of different sizes if you want to. So there you go. That will be something you really need if you're going to do this and keep rolling with it. Okay. Okay. Let's jump. I'm trying to kind of tighten this up a little bit so we don't go to a whole hour like we did yesterday. The next thing in your carousel is the Hamilco 120-pound white cardstock. I love this stuff. I went through a whole bunch of different types of cardstock. This stuff is beautiful. And it's nice and thick. See that? It's nice and thick. It goes through the printer. I made sure that it goes through the printer and it doesn't jam. My printer never jams. And here's the other thing. When you get this, mine's been opened, right? But see the box that it's in? It doesn't come in some silly envelope from Amazon. It comes in a box. And the paper itself inside the box is shrink wrapped, and then there's cushioning around it. So, you know, if you're anything like me, I'm on a deadline and I need this like yesterday. And then it comes and the corners are damaged or something, I'm going to have a hissy fit. So that's one of the things about this paper, that even if it were not as good as some other paper, the packaging and the way they ship it and the way they get it to you, I'm like, I'll never buy another brand. I'll never buy another brand. I'll always buy this because of the way they pack their paper. They take extra care with it. Even though, you know, it's coming from Amazon, but you can tell that they've done the job and they get it to you without all the corners getting dinged up. Oh, that drives me crazy. It's like, don't they know that we're in a hurry over here? Don't they know we got stuff to do? So that is the Hamilco white cardstock. Go ahead and get the 120-pound. You're going to think that the 80-pound is okay. It isn't. It isn't. It feels too lightweight. It doesn't feel professional. Now I use matte cardstock. This is matte. But see how pretty that is? Looks beautiful. It's a gorgeous print, and it's matte, and that's because of that printer, that ink saturation. It has a really good quality ink. So you get the 120-pound cardstock that goes through the printer, goes through the Canon printer, and then you've got a really nice professional looking card. Okay? All right, I'm glad we got that out of the way. Next, how are you going to make the images? If you're not going to work on the iPad, then you're going to want paint pens, and paper. And I think I might have taken the paper out. Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, no, I didn't. We'll talk about the sketchbook. So the paint pens, where are they? Right here. The paint pens that I have in your carousel right now are the Posca markers. And you need these. Don't even tell me you don't. You need these because especially if you're drawing and painting for things like greeting cards or posters or stuff like that, sometimes you're going to need some fine line stuff, and these are going to do the job. Now look, I have been painting for a gazillion years, decades, and when it comes time for me to make a nice line, well, I'm pretty good at it, but I'm still going to get these guys because these are reliable and they make the same width of line every time. They are really well saturated with the color. They don't do that funky thing where they get dry and then you can't draw with them. They work really well. Let's go to the overhead camera and I'll show you what I mean. Let's actually come in a little bit because I've got so much stuff on my desk. Let's zoom in a little bit so you don't have to see all that stuff. Okay, here are the Posca markers. This is the 16 set that you've got in the carousel right now. And one thing that is super, super cool about these is, okay, that one has been primed. I want to get one that I haven't used, which is going to be tough because I've used almost all of them. I don't use brown very often. Okay, so here's the brown. You can see the brown one here. The tip is white. That's because it hasn't been primed yet. But I'm going to show you how to prime it in just a minute. But what I do want to show you is the reversible tip on these. Oh boy, check it out. So say for instance, you're using it and you inadvertently go through something like acrylic paint or charcoal or something and you get the tip all kind of messed up. Look at this. Just pull it out and flip it around. How do you like them apples, right? Now you have a brand new tip. You don't need some funny little tool. You don't have to screw the cap off and worry that it's gonna like explode. That's how hard it is. You just pull it out, flip it around, and put it back in. That's it. Now when you first get these, the tip is gonna be white like that. So what you're gonna wanna do is prime it. Oh, let's do this one. You'll just tap it on the paper a few times until you start to see some dots. There you go. See the little dots there? Now that's primed. This is the fine point. That's the 16 set that you have there, the fine point. You also in the carousel have the medium point. That's the 12 set. And this is the medium point. You see the difference there? Yeah. So that's fine, medium. Of course, I need both. I need lots of paint pens. I don't know. I must have 30 or 40 of these things. So there you go. That's your Posca paint markers. You're going to love these babies. They're wonderful. And they come in a zillion different colors. Now, while we're painting, let's talk about the Princeton Aqua Elite paintbrush. Where is mine? I have several of them. And I'm going to get the Amazon page for you. Let's do that so you can see that. There it is. Okay. This is the size 12. This is the one I have right here. Man, do I love these brushes. They are so good. These brushes are amazing. They're synthetic sable, which means no little animals were used. And they are wonderful. They're actually supposed to be watercolor brushes, but I use them for acrylic. I wash them really well and I take good care of them. And if you want to know how I do that, go over to the Amazon, listen to me. Go over to the acrylicdiva.com and blog, and you'll see that. There's a whole story over there about how to wash your brushes and take care of them so they'll last a long time. But these are a gorgeous brush for painting, and I happen to like them because right now I'm using the Zing paint from the Soflac paint from Golden. I'm going to show you that in a minute. But these are actually a watercolor brush, and the reason I'm using them now with acrylic paint is because the Soflac paint has a very fluid consistency. You'll see in a minute. It has a very fluid consistency, and these work beautifully with that. Gorgeous, gorgeous brushes, okay? You've got a number 12 and you've got a number 8 in your carousel. I am, these days, I'm working small format, much smaller than I have done for many years. I was a big old painter with giant canvases and stuff. I don't paint that way anymore. I'm over it. I'm done. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm looking for my small painting. Hang on. It's here somewhere. Where'd it go? Well, oh, it's right here on the desk is where it is. So I'll just show you this real quick. This is one of my small paintings. I'm working in the 8x10 range now. 8x10, 8x8. And I love it. Oh my gosh. After so many years of working on giant canvases, 6x8 feet and stuff, this is a delight. I absolutely love it. And I believe I took the fluid, let me put it back in your carousel, because I actually had the fluid watercolor board. I'm trying to say watercolor board and I can't even talk. And I can't find it. Okay, well, it is in my store. You can find it in my store. And I'll show it to you. I think I will. Okay, here's the fluid. Let me go here. Here's the fluid watercolor board that I've been painting on for so long. I love this stuff. Just, you can just Google it right inside Amazon. Fluid 100 cold press. And it is a 300-pound watercolor board. And it's absolutely scrumptious. I mean, I love painting on this stuff. It's in one of the other live streams as well. But these brushes that I have in your carousel right now, let's go back. Accidentally hung up on myself yesterday. I was doing a live stream and I accidentally just ended it in the middle of a sentence. So I have to be careful with those little tiny buttons. All right, Aqua Elite, Princeton Aqua Elite in a couple of different sizes. The 12 is the one I have in there now. I think I have the 8 as well. I have a 6 and a 10. I've got a bunch of different sizes, but these are beautiful brushes to use with fluid acrylics, watercolors, of course, and in particular, the So Flat paint that I'm about to pull up here to show you. Let's put that up on the Amazon page so you can see it. The So Flat paint is just absolutely scrumptious. You're just going to love the surface of this. It is so yummy. Let me just get it up here on the Amazon page so you can see it. These are the very heavily pigmented matte acrylics that Golden makes. I've been using Golden for many years, but these are really matte. So they're, they act like a gouache, but they're not gouache. They're acrylic, but they have that super velvety texture, that very matte texture that you get with gouache. And they just are so amazing. Let's show you some right now. Let me show you some. So this is the Zing set here, Golden Zing set. I'm going to come in a little bit because you're going to want to see these up close. Well, maybe that's close enough. Let's see. Let me see if I can get my mouse to behave. There we go. So these are the So Flat, Golden So Flat. This is the Zing set. I love this one. There's another set called the Pop set. And of course you can buy them in open stock, totally. I just happen to like this set. It has the Naphthol Pink, Bismuth Band-Aid Yellow, Cobalt Teal, Yellow Green, Red Violet, and Cad Orange. And I'm telling you, they're gorgeous. So inside you get this wonderful little color chart that's going to show you all of the colors that are available in the So Flat. And then, of course, you've got your delicious paint. Let's open up this baby. So you can see I've got, look at that. Look how pretty that is. I love this color. This is the Naphthol Pink. I use a ton of this color. I just love it. And the other thing that I like to point out is this very nice little helper that they now have on the lid, this plastic thingy. Oh man, let me tell you, when you're opening a bunch of jars of paint, this makes all the difference in the world. So it's there, and you can just pull the lid right back. It makes a big difference. It really does. I know that sounds silly, but it's true. Okay, let's look at, don't forget now, the other thing I'm going to say about this paint is that it's professional grade paint. So you're going to think, 2 ounces, this little bitty thing here, what could that possibly do? Well, it does a lot because you don't have to paint things twice. There's a ton of pigment in these paints, and you are going to lay down the color. It's going to lay down, it's going to be opaque, and you're done. You don't have to paint things 3 or 4 times. If you're using craft paint, hi Evans, hello, it's good to see you. If you're using craft paint that you got like super cheap craft paint, I didn't mean to say that, craft paint that you got for $1 bottle or something, you're going to have to paint stuff 3 and 4 times because that has no opacity. There's no pigment in there. These are professional grade. You're going to only have to paint it 1 time and it'll cover, and the colors are beautiful. So check that out. I think you're going to like it. One of the reasons I started using it was because I started doing a lot of painting during the pandemic. I started doing a lot of painting in my sketchbook. And so let me pull up my sketchbook. Where is my sketchbook? I have many sketchbooks, but I'll just show you a couple of them. And they're all the same brand. I don't use any other brand of sketchbook. I'm going to put that in your carousel right now. The Canson XL. Canson XL Multimedia Sketchbook. Mixed media. Don't use anything else. Don't even bother, because I'm telling you, you're gonna thank me for this when you start painting in a sketchbook. First of all, you're gonna have the So Flat, which is a matte surface. So when you paint on your pages in your sketchbook, let's go like that. So when you paint on your pages in your sketchbook in So Flat, because it has that matte surface, you can close the book and the pages aren't going to stick together, right? If you paint in your sketchbook in regular acrylic, they will stick together. Trust me, I've done it 100 times. So I started painting in the So Flat, and now all of my sketchbooks, none of my sketchbook pages stick together. So this is an XL, this is a Canson XL small format. This is a 7x10. They have them in all different sizes. They're just fantastic sketchbooks. And the reason is because, check this out. Look at, this has a lot of, look at how much paint there is in here. There's a lot of paint in here, right? But look at this. Do you see any wrinkles? Nope. That page is just as flat as it can be. It's just flat as a pancake. And close it, doesn't stick because I've done it with So Flat paint. So there you go. Look at that. Lots of paint, lots of paint. Close it, doesn't stick. No wrinkles in the paper, not a single wobble, nothing on the back. And look at how heavy I paint. I mean, I get in there and work these pages, you know? I'm not fooling around. And there you go. All that paint and no wobbly pages. So the other really good thing about that is that, guess what? You're working on this sketchbook, and you've got all this cool painting that you've done. You can just flip this baby around and put it right on the printer. That Canon printer is also a scanner. Just put it on there, scan that. Now you've got your images for your greeting cards. Boom, you're off and running, right? And look how much you can do. Look how much you can do in one sketchbook. I don't know how many of these I've turned into cards, but a bunch of them. I mean, there's a bunch of them in here, you know. And also, the other thing about it, one of my students the other night in my Monday night class, she was saying, oh my gosh, it takes up so much space to paint on canvas. Like, you know, what am I going to do with all these canvases? And I'm like, well, you know, you can do 50 pages in your sketchbook. And it doesn't take up nearly as much room, right? So there you go. That's the Canson XL. And you know the other thing, take a look at the front of this. Take a look at the front of this. Right across the top here, manufactured depuis 1557. You know, that means that they've been making paper since 1557. So I would suspect that they are good at making paper. Don't you think? 500 years? Pretty close to 500 years they've been making paper. So that's working for me. Okay, that's your Canson. You've got some ink in there that are in your carousel for your printer. The ink for the Canon printer is very inexpensive, and like I said, it lasts a very long time. You've got some cellophane. The cellophane. Let me pull those up and put those on the carousel there. The cellophane for your cards if you're going to package them. And hold on, I'm trying to get my mouse to work. It's misbehaving. Let's see, cellophane, yeah, here we go. Put that up for you here. These are really nice, these cellophane packages, because I've got them highlighted right now. So you'll notice that I've got the 8x10 in there. Now I make 8x10 posters as well. Well, why buy 2 sets of a cellophane? Just buy one. And you can see that looks really nice. Even though it's 8x10, that still looks nice. I got a nice little sticker on it. The envelopes are in there. You're good to go, right? So there you go. That's a kind of an abbreviated version of my usual live stream. I was kind of hustling along there. And if you have questions, of course, you know where to reach me. I am going to put the Amazon page back up there. You can see the like that above me. You can see how you can reach me. And you know, get out there and get going, because this can be a wonderful little side gig. And also think about all of the stuff that's coming up. Halloween, Labor Day, you know, Thanksgiving, Christmas, you know, all kinds of stuff. All the holiday things that are happening. Then you've got, you know, New Year's and Valentine's Day and stuff all throughout the year. And the cool thing about it is, first of all, they're not cheap these days. I mean, greeting cards are not cheap. But the other cool thing about it is you can personalize these. So if you have a birthday for a kid or something, or you have a special event, you can personalize it. And the recipient is going to really be bowled over when they have their own personal greeting card. And you didn't just go over to Hallmark and grab some generic greeting card, right? Okay, I'm going to get out of here. Everybody have a great day. Is it Friday? No, I was thinking it was Friday. It's Thursday. Darn it. I was hoping it was Friday. Have a great day, and I will see you all next time. And like I always say, keep painting. I'll see you later. Bye.